I'm drinking. You had 2 views on your COD stream today. I was one of them, so that means somebody else was watching. I turned it on and I saw you with a pistol out running up a hill, and then you pulled out, I think it was like a BAR, like the bar, that and you just smoked a kid. But then that's all I saw, because then I was like, I'll watch you at lunch, and then I was making lineups all lunch. I bring both my phones. I watch Sunny on one phone and do stuff on the other. Wait, are you live right now? Oh, okay, I was gonna say no one's watching anyway. So I want you to be happier. Oh, I gotta put my Jalen jersey on. Last night. You can't wear it again. It's gross. Oh. Can you hear me? Lately, I've been thinking, I want you to be happier. You want me to sing? Oh, I can play my music on my phone while you, and then. Really? Raptors will start Lowry, Van Vliet, and Obi, Siakam, Gasol. Team's gonna get fucking smoked. Oh shit, Utah. It says Ingles is starting now. Conley, Mitchell, Ingles, O'Neal, Gobert. So that's what we figured would start. Let's see if they changed minutes. Lately, I've been. Why do you send me that? I have it on my laptop. Oh, just for like another viewer? I got it. I have my laptop. Did you read it? Dude, I think we need the I think we need Cat and Luca.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to this Friday stream of the Daily Grind Fantasy. We are going over a 9-game slate. Hopefully, you guys can stay with us here. It is a very confusing slate, so we're here to break it down for you. Pretty straightforward as far as who the chalk plays are, but outside of that, it's going to be hard to fill your lineup. Before we do any of that, TJ, you want to recap last night?
I would love to. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We had another very successful night last night. We actually were 4 for 4. We hit on the NFL showdown slate, both of the NBA showdown slates, and the main slate. One of those NBA slates that we did, Matt, what was that first game that we had?
It was.
Why am I drawing a blank?
Hold on, I can literally look at it.
Milwaukee and Houston. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. There was so much overlap in a lot of those contests actually, where all the money was split. So that is why we actually sell those showdown lineups separately, is because if we have too many people that take them and use the lineups, the contests that they have for showdown slates are so minuscule compared to other ones, and they don't have a lot of players that can enter the contest. So if there's too many people in them with the same lineup, you're not going to cash, or you are going to cash, but you're going to win pennies. That's not what we want. So last night we kind of ran into that issue during that first showdown slate. The second one was fine, easy cash for people with our lineups, but didn't really affect our winnings. And then our main slate cashed again. So we're 3 for 3 on the main slates. I don't remember. I think the last time we lost a showdown slate was like 2016.
It seems like
we're
it.
going to get things rolling tonight. And I don't know what we have in store for showdown slates. You and I haven't talked about that, but I know we'll be playing at least one tonight.
We're going to be playing all 3, actually. So I crunched
all 3 showdown slates.
Yep.
So
I crunched all the numbers, guys. It is $5 for each showdown. We, like TJ was saying, we don't want everybody to be taking our lineups because we will fill up all the contests. We want our customers to be profitable, and the only way that we can do that is by limiting the showdown lineups. If everybody's taking it, like, we're not going to be profitable. So we don't want that.
If the showdown contests were like the regular contests that they have for the main slates and lineups, or there were contests with 123 people or something like that, or 1,000 plus or whatever, what have you, and they're not 11 or 23 people in a contest, then we would sell as many showdown slates as people wanted, but we have to put a number on that, unfortunately. So
yeah, and for the record, our showdown slate success is actually typically higher than our normal slates. The reason is because we punch in every single little statistic there is to go into these players. So we really do pump out an optimal lineup every single showdown slate. A lot of people go off these early projections and they're just not accurate. So that's why we're so successful at these showdown lineups. So if you're interested, we're going to be providing those all night, the 3 games. But enough about the showdown slates. Let's go ahead and dive into the regular slate. I know you guys are interested about that. So TJ, you want to go ahead and start just by talking about where the chalk plays are and why, because I know there's a couple that stand out, like we had mentioned.
Yeah, so I feel like the trend to the season so far has been stars and scrubs. That will be the approach again tonight. You have a handful of stars and a handful of scrubs that are both projected very high with high ownerships. The studs you have tonight to choose from are Karl Anthony Towns, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and then LeBron James. It's obviously tough. It's actually impossible to fit all 4, so you're going to have to leave one of those off, maybe 2 if you want to have more of a middle-of-the-road build. But again, we're going to be going stars and scrubs again tonight. There's so many value plays. You got Richaun Holmes over in Sacramento. So obviously the news with Marvin Bagley being out 6 to 8 weeks.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's that. God, that team, man, they are so good and talented and young, and to have a hit like that to start your season after an absolutely putrid first game is just that's a tough pill to swallow. But you got guys like Jellica, you got guys like Richaun Holmes that are 3.4K and 3.6K respectively, that are gonna have to pick up the slack for Bagley being out. You got other guys like Aaron Baines, because you have guys on your team that are quote-unquote crackheads. I don't know. I didn't say it. With the mention of DeAndre Ayton. So you've got guys like Baines that are going to have to step up. And then my Celtics, Enes Kanter is going to be out for at least a couple games. So Daniel is going to have to step up, along with Robert Williams, who I would tag as a GPP play. Definitely not a cash option, but there's a lot to choose from tonight. So it's pretty tough to go wrong with any of those guys. Our favorite play right now is going to be Richaun Holmes for one of our guys. Richaun Holmes last year in 70 games for the Suns averaged 1.1 DK point per minute. And then actually before that, when he was with the Sixers, he averaged 1.01 DK point a minute. So for those of you who played Richaun Holmes last year, you know he gets limited minutes. The Suns are Sacramento is starting Dwayne Dedmon tonight in place of Marvin Bagley. So Dwayne Dedmon has never actually touched over like 25 minutes a game. That's normally his average. So you can project Richaun Holmes to back him up, hopefully get 25 minutes. Hopefully he outplays Dwayne Dedmon, so you pop him in there. But you figure if he gets a base of 20 minutes and if he averages that 1 point per minute, he easily hits his tag. So Richaun Holmes is our scrub that we love. Matt, who's the star that we're going to go with tonight?
Well, we're looking at a couple here, but I think the most obvious one here is going to be Luka Doncic. Luka is probably going to be the most chalk play, not because of any injuries per se. It's because of his talent and the fact that it's such a high over-under on that game. It's going to be a competitive game for what Vegas projects. And Doncic is going to be right there as the most chalkiest play, I think, of the night. Besides our second favorite guy, which is going to be Cat. We're going to go back to the well tonight with Karl Anthony Towns because he is just that good. He went up $800. I think it was 10.1 he was priced at last time we took him. So he went up $700. He's benefiting from that soft defense of Charlotte. They are projected literally the worst team in the NBA as far as...
And Zeller's out.
Yeah, and Zeller's out. So, great point. He dominated last game. I believe he got up in the 70s for DK points, if I remember correctly. So that would easily crush his price tag. He's actually projected to get, around the same production against an easier team. So we're going to plug and play him. There's really nothing else to be said. It's just one of those things. It's going to be common sense for us tonight for Cat. And our last stud. So we've been going back and forth with this. We were debating between two studs, and honestly, we still might go back and forth all the way up to lock about this. The other stud that we are talking about is going to be in this Denver game. Jokic, one of our favorite players from last season. Mr. Efficient. He is 9.3. Last year he was bouncing around between the 9 and 10s. He got up to 10 during a stretch of injuries where he was literally the only player on that team. He is going against Phoenix. Phoenix obviously is not a good team. Again, they're better. We were just discussing that. If you look at the roster from the top down, he's going to be going against Aaron Baines. It's just not. It's not going to be good. Aaron Baines gets in foul trouble, and then who's next up? Kaminsky, Saric. So I mean, you talk about these players, and they're just going to be playing soft defense against Jokic. Jokic should run the show tonight in Denver.
Matt, I just want to add something quick on Jokic.
Sure.
Yeah. So, last game against Portland, Jokic was actually in foul trouble in that first half. I think he had 2 or 3 fouls in the first 4 minutes. So he went to the bench pretty early. He only played 24 minutes against Portland, and he still managed to have 40 fantasy points. It's just what he does. He's
also 9.3, so that's almost hitting value at that too.
He actually went down $300
because of that.
Game 1, Game 2, because he wasn't as productive as he should have been because he was in foul trouble. And now you have him in a decently high over-under against Aaron Baines, who, like Matt said, Aaron Baines, a former Celtic, he loves getting in foul trouble. He is a good defender, but he's not going to be able to keep up with Jokic. And then, like we talked about, if Baines somehow gets in foul trouble, they have Frank Kaminsky or they have Diallo coming off the bench. They're not going to have a guy that can bang with Jokic. So we fully expect Jokic to have a huge night tonight. The one thing that we are kind of scared of is that spread. Denver's a 12-point favorite. The Suns coming off a fantastic win against the Kings. Could be the opposite tonight, and Denver could actually roll them, but we're definitely going to take our chances tonight.
Yeah, I don't think unless the game gets within 20, 25 points, I don't think they're going to not play Jokic. That's just, just from experience of seeing them play from last season as well. So we're not too scared away from it. We
definitely
might play Jokic in our cash. Go ahead.
I'm calling it out. Jokic, triple-double tonight.
Yeah, Jokic, if you guys have been with us from last season, Jokic is one of our favorite plays. Absolutely. So it's going to be between him and LeBron James from the last slate, or the last game. The only reason we like LeBron James is he's priced at 9.5. He obviously is one of the best players in the league. He, for some reason, went down in price. I know he didn't have as productive of a first game, but it's LeBron James. I mean, come on. If you're going to talk about players and they come back with vengeance to show his offensive performance and his capabilities, it's going to be tonight. It's the very last game. I think it's televised as well. So LeBron James, it's just one of those common sense kind of things. He's mispriced 9.5. It's going to be between him and Jokic for us, at least in our cash build. GPP. I just want to touch on GPP because there was somebody that popped in my spreadsheets. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull that up because mine as well. The guy that popped out the guy that popped out in my spreadsheet is sitting right here, Mr. Jamal Murray. He's projected almost 20 points tonight, 6.2 rebounds, and 4.9 assists. So, from a production standpoint, Vegas does have him, in this up-tempo game against this soft Phoenix team. He's going to probably be our sleeper tonight. He actually might make it into our cash build. We haven't decided yet. But if you're going for a GPP flyer tonight, it's definitely going to be at least my favorite is Jamal Murray at 6.3. People might be scared away from the 6.3 price tag because if you guys know Jamal Murray, he's always bounced between the the upper fives to sixes. So that might scare people away, but keep in mind he also had a dominant first game too as well. So me and TJ were talking about this Denver team in general. It's just like it doesn't seem like the prices are right again. If you guys heard us in the very first stream, Millsap was priced around 4.6, and he's already bumped up a lot for 5.3. Barton was the same picture. That whole team was mispriced. It looks like that team is going to be mispriced again tonight. Just Jokic 9.3, Jamal Murray 6.3, especially against the Suns.
Here comes the sun.
Now, as far as GPP, TJ, do you have anything you want to talk about?
Let's go back to the well with Kyrie Irving. As much as it pains me to say, because I think the guy is just an absolute squid, and his logics on the Earth being flat make absolutely zero sense. But as everybody can see, he was an absolute monster in that first game. Missed the game-winning shot at the buzzer. Thank God he fell over and still almost put it in. And I was praying to God he missed it, and he did. So thank God. He finished with 58-7, I think it was. He is still at 9K. He's going against the Knicks. I also like if that over/under is actually 229. I think it's the highest on the board right now. So Kyrie's still underpriced at 9K. I expect him to carry the load of the offense for the whole entire year if he remains healthy for the Nets. And then coming back the other way with Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton actually had a fantastic first game against the Spurs. He was actually right under 5K. He's actually 4.6 tonight. He finished with 11 points, 8 assists, 5 steals. He's a fantastic defender. He can hit shots, and he can find the open man. Only 4.6 in a really, really high-paced game. My strategy tonight for GPPs, I'm actually thinking about dabbling in a few more than normal. I'm definitely going to have a stack on this Knicks-Nets game.
Absolutely.
I think it could, as long as it stays relatively close, it's a decent spread. But, yeah, I like Kyrie, I like Elfrid Payton, and I just like that game in general for GPPs. Nothing I want to do with cash because I don't really think anybody's going to carry any ownership. I could see Kyrie being the highest owned guy in that game. But for GPPs, yeah, I'm definitely going to have a Knicks-Nets stack.
Now, and you look at that Knicks roster, and it's kind of like who's going to score on that team? You really don't know. It could be any one of those guys could step up. I mean, you got Randall, you got Morris, you got RJ Barrett, you got Bobby Portis, Mitchell, Knox, like any one of those guys could just stand out. So as like a GPP perspective, absolutely plug and play one of those guys because somebody's gonna have to step up for them to keep up with Brooklyn, and there's no telling who. I guess that's why Roto kind of has all of them with the GPP mark because they really don't know as well. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint that. Absolutely. Now, one thing I want to touch base on, the only injury news that we got lately was actually from this Utah team. Bogdan, I'm going to go refresh my page, see if it's refreshed, because that's what we use Roto for. Bogdan got ruled out.
Guys, I don't know if any of you are advocates of Roto, but be careful with their minute projections. They have been brutal these first couple games. Just take it with a grain of salt.
So that's kind of interesting. TJ, I updated Roto, and Meansy now is saying that Ingles is now a core play. So just to throw that out there, Ingles is gonna go ahead
What
and
did I
step.
say?
Yeah, no, you did
He
say
heard
it.
me say it.
Yeah.
He's watching.
He's watching our stream. Is he in here?
He's watching the pre-stream. Means you're welcome, baby.
Yeah, so Joe Ingles is going to probably be the only play that we recommend. The reason for that is because me and TJ were talking about this. Bogdanovich is not a usage hog, so he's kind of a trap play. If you play, like if you're like, oh, let me go to Mitchell or let me go to Conley, it really won't matter that much. The only thing that's going to matter is the minute projections, and Ingles does benefit the most from that. So obviously Ingles is going to be the only benefactor from that. I'd say O'Neal a little bit, but it's going to be mainly Joe Ingles.
Yeah, I got a good GPP play for you guys out there. For those of you who watched that first Celtics and Sixers game, you saw my guy Kemba Walker shoot 4 of 18. He took 18 shots in his Celtics debut and he hit 4. He was putrid. He had almost as many turnovers as he did made shots. He actually carried a 28% usage rate. I fully expect in his first game as a Celtic at home to have a big night. He's 7.8K. He actually had a price decrease. I will definitely have some Kemba in my lineups tonight. I advise you to as well. I expect a big game from him. I expect him to kind of take control of more of the offense than Tatum will tonight, and see how that goes. But I really like Kemba tonight in that spot.
Yeah, I mean, Kemba last year, what was he? He was around the 8s. I think he even got up to 9 playing with Charlotte. I think, it can be definitely intimidating coming into a big franchise like Boston and being the man, So first game, I can understand why he didn't do so hot, but I think playing tonight, he should definitely, I don't think he can get much worse than last night or the other night. And at 7.8, definitely can be a GPP flyer, sure. I mean, I don't see why not.
He's a beast.
Yeah, Kemba is a beast. I think we covered everything. I know we want to make this a little bit short, just to go ahead and build our cash lineup.
Jazz news and Ingles and figuring out if we need to incorporate him into our lineup.
Yeah, I know, Mason. I know we had touched base on this. The reason we don't include the All Access Pass with the showdowns is because a lot of people are taking our lineups right now for showdowns, and the showdown contests are just so small. We don't want.
Just to say, guys, we talked about it for a majority of our day today. Was trying to figure out, can we still provide the showdown lineups with an All Access Pass or with an NBA Pass, but we need to sell them separately. It's not so that we can get $5. Like, I'm not trying to be an ass. We don't need the extra $5. It's we need to do it because a perfect example was that Bucks and Houston game, Matt, that you had that I didn't change my lineup for because I'm an idiot. But Matt cashed, and he was in 4th, and out of 23 people, and there were like 15 people with the same lineup.
Yeah,
not saying
it was
that
ridiculous.
everybody is in the lineup from us, but it was a popular lineup, and if we're selling that, it's just gonna it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, we tried, we really try to be customer friendly. If you guys don't agree with anything that we are saying price wise or any of the features that we offer within these packages, feel free to just go into the DMs. We can make something work for you. We like to keep you as a customer. We're not going to just say, hey, no, the answer is no, we're not going to do this for you. We're going to work it out. That's we're customer friendly, we're customer first. So just feel free to send us a DM. We're always checking our DMs. So, if you guys ever have questions, pop on the website. I check the chat on there before lock every night, and also on Twitter. So, we're not mean guys. We're not trying to steal money from you guys. Trust me.
Yes, exactly what Matt said.
I think that's it. You want to go ahead and say any closing remarks about the slate?
Robert Williams, another GPP play. If Tice gets into foul trouble, the guy's an absolute monster. Throw him in a lineup. 3.2K. Very skilled. He's a very talented young guy, and he's going to be a force over these next couple of years. But 3.2K tonight. He's got Marc Gasol when he comes in, or I don't even know. He won't even be up against Gasol because Gasol will be on the bench when Tice goes to the bench, and then when Robert comes in with the subs, take a flyer on Robert Williams.
Yeah, I just lost my train of thought. I was going to say something important
you didn't think I was going to rant like that, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't know you were going to throw some more
I
GPP plays.
just start talking and I don't stop.
No, so yeah, this is what I was gonna say, guys. Still keep it low. Still keep it low on the wagering for the first however many games. I think about at least 3 to 5 more because we're waiting for usages. We're waiting for all the important stats to come out so we can start really. I know I keep saying it every night. We keep killing these slates, but we are really gonna start getting into a rhythm here where we can start putting out cash lineups, an hour in advance and feel very confident.
Yes.
Every single night. Right now, we're gonna get off the stream and we're gonna go back and forth about a couple plays. We want to make sure that you guys are not going all in on these slates as of right now. We hit stride last season in November to December. That was our prime, our money making stage right there. We're making thousands and thousands of dollars just on DK. So we want to make sure you guys are following that with us. So go a little bit lighter than whatever you normally do. I know it's different for everybody, but just keep doing that.
Yes.
With that being said, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. With that being said, we fully plan on cashing. We're going to do everything in our we're going to do everything that we can to put together a good lineup, and everything that we discussed on the stream. Go ahead and put together. If you guys want some extra GPP plays, go ahead and ask us, send us your lineups, and we'll go ahead and critique them for you. But that's all I got, guys. Have a great night and happy Friday.
Yeah, guys, enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you.